Hello again. In this episode, we will start with the breakdown. I hope it's the breakdown part. Probably the one who is better educated in the music will know better, but I hope I'm correct. So that's the part we will focus on the beginning of this lesson. Yes, that's the part we will try to make some cool beams, cool animations. The truth is that my main idea for that part is related mostly to the one long animation, and it will be quite fun because one of the main tasks for this one will be find proper length of the animation. So I will share some hints and tips or tricks for this one, and in next part of the episode I will show you some nice features of the timeline. But first thing first, let's say that we should find the beginning of that breakdown. Okay, it's somewhere here. Yes, that's the beginning of the breakdown. We see the like boom effect. Yeah, that's it. So let's put the marker here, go to editor mode, and let's find the proper length of that long animation. So the trick I mentioned a few seconds before is that we can type some pretty big number, for example, let's say 1000, and now we see pretty long snippet of the song of the timeline, and we can go to the end of that scope, and somewhere here, if we go click and hold Z, we have zoom. Somewhere here we heard the first note of new phrase. So let's find it out where it is. Let's say here. So we can go to the frame count, and it's like 903. So change the duration, the length. And I think it's correct, but let's check it out to make sure. Yeah, it sounds like good loop. Of course, in this case, if our animation would be too long or too short, we can always shrink it a bit or stretch a little bit to make it longer, in case if the length is not proper enough and it's not fitting perfectly. But okay, let's try with this length. Let's go to the frame 1 and what we can do. So as I said in the very first episodes about the music theory, or my thoughts about the music and how I see the lights and the programming the laser shows, the important thing in this situation is to close your eyes, listen to the music, and imagine what light should do to express the music, right? So at the very beginning we have like boom effect, then we see like drops, like slowing down and slowing down, So we have two at this stage we have two very significant effects that we can hook to our light, our lasers. So that's only two at the beginning, but let's find out maybe something more. Okay, and the third thing we can also focus is the, like, I don't know, after explosion effect, like shh. I have no idea how I can call it right now, but I'm sure you also heard that. So no more talking, more doing. So let's start with the circle. But one more important note before we start is that I think about what I said in the previous episode about the laser show and non-scanning effects, etc. And of course, I'm encouraging you to keeping your laser shows safe for the audience. Always remember about safety precautions. It's very important, but the main task of this course is to learn you as much as possible. So if we will limit ourselves only to the very high beams, high animations, without any other effects and transitions and movements from the top to the down, and big circles, tunnels, we will very limit this course. So in this episode I will do everything what I can from the very top to the bottom, left and to the right of the editor mode, so just for teaching you as much as possible. So as I said, keep your show always as much safe as possible. And now just look what I'm doing. So let's go with the circle. Let's go with the primary color, which is white. Enable animation. Primary color should go to the black. I will show you why. And let's go with the stroke type with the solid line and dots inside the circle. Set frequency as much as possible your projector will handle. Let's say 12.5, and the color inside should be, maybe put dark blue, and we'll go to the green. Next one, what I would like to do is changing the offset. Let's make it spinning. And one more thing is to use this one ease out transition curve type. I will show you something we didn't do before. Let's draw a circle as big as possible. And for now it looks like this. It's moving very slowly, and actually it's starting to slowing down very much at the end of the scope. And also only single beams are still visible because we set primary color of the solid line from white to black, so black is already visible, which means it's invisible, and our dots change color from the blue to the green. But the only thing I don't like at this stage is the pace of the spinning. So we can click it, select, go to spinning I think it's the size of the circle is too big, and I can't click on this button. So let me shrink it a bit. Okay, now I can click it. Okay, let's go with the animation. Click on the rotation, and once you set the ease out or ease in curve type, then you can also change the pace, the tempo of movement and rotation, right? So in this example, if we put some big degree number to rotate, then in this scope the circle have the same number of degrees to make. For example, if we set only 360, then it has a lot of frames to make that rotation. If we make bigger number like this one, like in this example, then it has only the same scope but have to make more spinning. And if we set the curve with the changing pace from fast to slow, then look what is happening. I hope you get what I meant. If not, let me explain. At the beginning, when we have the bang sound, the explosion, we have big white circle with the beams inside spinning fast because of the second sound I pointed before, but the droplets sound was slowing down, and our circle too. And I think it's fitting perfectly to the music. So the only thing we could make is adding a bit more rotation. Let's say 1600. Okay, but I think that we moved the circle a bit. Yep, sorry, my fault. So once again, let's change this out. All right, spinning 1600. Okay, it's better with the pace and it's not moving, but still the one thing, it was the circle was moved to the left. So just let's draw it one more time, but not that much. We won't make the same mistakes. Okay, perfect. Select, change last time, and let's check it out. Yes, that's exactly what I wanted to do at this stage, but we can make something else too. So let's say that from this moment, we will set the new scope, and let's squeeze a little bit and point to the top. So let's change the type of transition to linear curve, point our anchor of the animation a bit higher and squeeze, resize the window, resize the object, the animation, and let's see what will happen. Yes, and I think it's pretty impressive, especially how the dots are aligning to the top. Okay, that's all what we can do at this stage. Let's put it on the timeline. Okay, and if we would like to start a new animation by using the frames from this, the last animation, or at least continue the idea, we can help ourselves with selecting the last frame. Let's check it out. Here's the last frame, and we can click S on the keyboard or right click and click the split here. Then it splits the last frame. In this situation, last frame, of course, we can make the split effect, split mode, split tool in any other place, but the only the thing we needed was the last frame. So now we can copy this one, paste as a new animation here, and open it in editor mode. Yes, we would like to overwrite or open it. Perfect. So we have one frame only, so we have to change the duration. Let's start with something long, for example 500. Okay, and here is the new tact. I think it's somewhere here. Okay, so it's 448. Let's do it. I think it sounds like a loop. Okay, and we have pretty nice frame to start with, and we can make start with the movement, for example movement. So let's make to move it down and up slowly with this curve type only once. Okay, and second one will be rotation, but at this stage you will learn one important thing: the correct order of making animations. You will see the mistake I made, which is the wrong order. When I will change the rotation, let's see what will start to happen. Our animation is going everywhere, but not to the bottom, and it's outside our editor window, which means that the order of the animation, the process, the formula inside the software were just made wrong by us. So the thing, how to fix that? First of all, we have to undo all movements we made, and put it as a static image once again. Go to frame first by clicking the 0, and first of all we should apply the rotation, let's say 360. Okay, and now we can apply the movement from the top to the bottom. Okay, that's the thing we wanted to do with regarding the rotation and movement. Next thing, it would be good to change the color of those beams, because why we should stay only with those with that set pattern, right? So let's go with rainbow color mode, change frequency to 6 and offset to the maximum, change the color, and the pink we are seeing right now is the rainbow color with the beams, single beams inside. And that will make really good feeling on the dance floor. Okay, let's put it to the timeline. And now, since we already started with this one, we can delete it because we don't need it anymore. Insert, and that's how our transition looks like. So we have perfect timing because of that sound starting over here. And now on the bigger zoom and preview, we are seeing that we put the frame one frame too much. So we can just hold a shift and squeeze it, shrink it a bit. And as we see, software suggests us to save the show. Okay, it's done. Great. And let's play a bit with the envelopes, because here we can make something we didn't do so far, which is fade in, fade out, like automation. Let's make fade out effect on the end of the previous animation. How long it should take? Let's say 1 second, and see what it will happen. And the thing is that the fading of single beams is not visible that much, so it's always good to change the curve a bit in the middle of the envelope of the automation. Okay, we can do something similar over here. Or not, we can do something different. On this few notes at the end, let's say it would look nice if something would happen. I clicked S to split it and set strobe effect. It's another automation, very helpful. Let's put it to decimal second. Choose the duty cycle of the strobing. We don't need to change that. Okay, and we have nice feeling at the end of the animation. And that's help us with the starting new animation to continue the idea or completely change the idea for next step. And perfectly fitting to the changing to the melody at the end. Okay, let's check it out how it looks like live on the projector. And let's see what we made today. Laser on. Okay, I think it's pretty good, and the most important thing that it conveys the atmosphere of the song. So yeah, now you know a few more things about animations in different part of the music. And unfortunately, we are almost done. One episode to go. In the next episode, I will show you more animations, more nice ideas. I know I can suggest and share with you accordingly to different part of this song. So I hope you will enjoy it, and see you soon in the next episode.